Hello Peter scholars, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm gonna talk about how to apply for the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship for the next academic year of 2024 and 2025 academic session. So to apply for the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, the first thing you need to do is to go to this website stipendiumhungaricum.edu, as you can see here. So this is the main website for the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship. So in the website you can find some navigation bars like home, about, partners, study finder, apply, scholarship holders, news, contact us, and then 10th anniversary. So in the home page you can find the informations about this and literally everything about the website, and then about if you want to read or know more about the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, you can read in this page about the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship. And then you can check the partners. In the partners you can find the partner countries. So why does the Stipendium Hungaricum or Temple's Public Foundation, why do they include partners in their scholarship website? The reason is that this Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship is not a unilateral scholarship. It is bilateral scholarship. That means it is a scholarship that has an agreement between two different countries. That's why they call it bilateral education agreement. That is the educational agreement between the two countries. That means the agreement of educational agreement between the government of Hungary and the government of other countries. So for example, I'm from Nigeria, so let me talk specifically about Nigeria. So for example, every country has its own partners, so that means the partners, each country has to send its own students or the nominated students to the Temple's Public Foundation, and then from there the students can proceed with their scholarship application. So to know how can you know as a candidate applying for this scholarship, how could you know your partner or your nominating agency? So to know more about your nominating agency, this is very simple. Just come to this website and then click on partners, scroll down, and then from here you can select your own country. For example, I am from Nigeria. I can just select Nigeria. As you can see here, this is Nigeria. So once you select Nigeria, you can see all your country, you can find it here. As you can see here, we have Nigeria, we have the courses that are available for Nigerians to apply for bachelor, for master's degree, and then for one-time masters, and for PhD. So for the bachelors, it is something like Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts, something related to bachelor's degree. And then they have master's degree. This is common for everyone knows what is master's, and the PhD also everyone knows what is the PhD, but this thing one-time master's program, I think this is not common in our country as we don't have such things in Nigeria. So what do they mean by one-time masters? If we say one-time masters program, it is undivided degree. What do we mean by undivided degree? Undivided degree is just a degree program that you started as a first year undergraduate student, but you cannot graduate. The university will not allow you to graduate until you finish your master's degree. So that means it is undivided master's degree program. That is, for example, you started, it is a bachelor's and then master's degree combined together. So you can even apply that one. So for example, you want to apply for medicine, so in medicine, or some in agricultural science, engineering sciences, and then medical and health sciences, there are many. And then architecture, in architecture they also have one-time master's program. So these are the courses you can apply for the one-time masters. And then I think these are the courses we have agreement with in Nigeria. So, and then if you want to know how you can apply for your nominating through your nominating agency, these are the informations. As you can see here, we have the name of the responsible authority, which is the Federal Scholarship of Nigeria, and then we have the responsible person, which is the director of the scholarship board, and then we have the email address of the board. If you want to ask a question, you can just click on this email, you can send them, you can ask, or you can send an inquiry to them. So I'm sure they're gonna answer your questions. Okay, and then if you want to apply for your nominating agency, and then this is a website of Nigeria. So this is the telephone number, this is the address, but you don't need the address because the application is online. So just this is the online application form from Nigeria. So I think this is where you should start your application. So to start your application for this scholarship, that means you must apply through two different portals. The first portal you need to apply is the portal for your sending partners. That means, for example, in Nigeria, we have the portal for the Federal Ministry of Education, as you can see it here. And then after you finish this application, you also need to apply through this Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship portal. And then, so the next thing you need to know is Study Finder. So for the Study Finder, we have for the Study Finder, here you can check the courses you want to apply for. For example, in the Study Finder, you can check the course you want to apply. For example, you want to apply for let's say computer science engineering. For example, you want to apply for computer science engineering, you can just come here, and then when you come here, just scroll down. And then when you scroll down, for example, here is computer science engineering, you scroll down and then you search for the program. You can see you find computer science engineering. This is for doctoral degree, for example. So you can check, for example, let's say here I choose doctoral degree for computer science engineering, and then I want to know how many students you need. I can go here, state scholarship. So for example, this is the maximum number of students is 10 students. So that means any, for example, out of, for example, let's say 70 countries have a bilateral agreement with Hungary in education, and then from each and every one of these countries, for example, let's say 90 students apply for the doctoral degree of computer science engineering in the Budapest University of Technology and Economics. So then out of those 90 students, or I can say 90 students got nominated and their names were sent to the Temple's Public Foundation, then only the maximum number of students that can be selected is 10 students. And then the minimum number of students is 1. So that means even if only one person apply for that course, so if he passed the exam, so the university will accept him, and then they can even start the program. Okay, so but for example, if the minimum number of students is like, let's say 5 students is the minimum number, and then only 4 students apply in that particular university, so that means in that year the scholarship committee has to cancel that program because they need a minimum number of 5 students. But here is the minimum number is 1. So even let's say, for example, in my university, I know one person that is studying a particular course, and then he's the only person studying that course, and all the professors, they teach him like the way they teach even the way they teach the whole class of many students. Okay, so this is how you can check your course, you can check the available seats you have. And then the next thing is like is apply. So to apply for this scholarship, you can come here, and then from here there is a call for applications. You can check the requirements needed in the application, you can check all the necessary conditions, and all the eligibility criteria. You can check it from this page. And then the next thing is scholarship holders. You don't need this thing because you are not a scholarship holder. You can only check this one once you go to scholarship. And then news, contact us. Let me talk about this. Contact us. For example, you have a question you want to ask the Stipendium Hungaricum, so you don't need to ask anyone. You can just come here, check their Skype. If you have Skype, just text them in the Skype. They're gonna reply you, I'm sure. Okay. And then the next thing is the email address. So here you can just check the email address of the Stipendium Hungaricum Scholarship or Tempus Public Foundation. They have their email address. You can send them any question that you may have. Okay, so they have their own contact. You don't need their contact number, to be honest. So I think you can just come here, just send them an email when you have any question. They're gonna reply you. They're active always. Okay, and then to apply for the scholarship, for example, you can come here, and then after you came here, just let's apply here. Okay, so this is a photo to apply, this is a page to apply. And then to apply, you can find programs also from here. You can check the program you may like. Then you can check, for example, let's say bachelor's degree. And then here we have academic year of 2023-2024, but we check the only 2024 and 2025. Okay, so for example, let's say I want to apply for the bachelor's degree, so I select bachelor's here. And then for example, here I want to apply for the computer science engineering. And then so here I say, for example, let's say computer science engineering. Okay, so this is computer science engineering. So and then after selecting computer science engineering, so you can find program. And okay, let's select all the programs here. You can see them. So no problem, don't worry, you can just check it here. Or if you didn't find the information here, don't worry, you can come here and then check the universities. Check the university you want to apply for. There are many universities in different cities. For example, in Budapest, in Bayer, Budapest, Debrecen, Geneva, Roche, many cities like Pest, Szeged, and many more. Okay, so you can check any universities that you may like to apply for. So let's say I wanna apply for the Budapest University of Technology and Economics. So in Budapest University of Technology and Economics, I can check the course I may like to apply for, or I can check the information regarding that university. So this is a Budapest University of Technology and Economics. And then from here you can check. Okay, so this is a portal of the university. This is a portal for the Budapest University of Technology and Economics. And then if you want to check another university, let's say let me go to the university, for example, University of Pest. So this is a University of Pest. For example, they have 12 departments, for example. So this is a University of Pest. And then so so this is the university of Pest. You can check all the information about the university. And then the next thing is to and then so after checking all the information, then you have to check the language also. You know, some courses in Hungary, normally the students they admit students to study in German language, in English language, and also in Hungarian language. So these are the three major languages they use as a medium of instruction in their universities. These are the major languages they use as a medium of instruction in their universities in Hungary. So you can apply. So if you want to apply for any program, just choose your language. So but as I know, Nigerians, because English was a medium of instruction in our country, so we usually use English we usually apply for the English programs. You don't need to apply for Hungarian program because we studied in English in our previous schools, so then I think we don't have problem in applying for English courses. So then you can just go for the English. And then so then the next thing for you, I want you to look at is the issue of full-time studies and partial studies. Some students, every year there is a case that some students, they apply for partial studies instead of full-time studies. So this is a big problem, because as I know, if you apply for partial studies while you are applying for if you are applying for partial studies while you are applying for full-time studies, then I think that's gonna be a problem for you, because once you submitted your application, the Stipendium Hungaricum or Tempus Public Foundation won't allow you to edit your application. So now let's start the application. Okay, so to start the application, let's start here. So for example, I don't have an application, I'm a new applicant. If you already have an existing application, so that means you can just come here and then type your email and password. Well, but for me, I don't have an application. For example, I don't have an application, so I can just go for I'm new applicant. So when I say I'm a new applicant, I just type my email. For example, my email is Ibrahim A. Aliyu. So I have 2019 and then 2019. So this is my email, and then so then this is 2019 at outlook.com. So then at outlook.com. So this is my email. Okay, so they sent so they said we have sent a one-time login link to your email address. So but please go to your email inbox, find the email and click the link in order to continue the registration process. If you are asked for a PIN code, use this 5182. So now let me go to my email. So this is my email. Okay, so this is my email, and then let me check my inbox. Okay, this is my inbox. For example, this is the link they sent. They say click here to register. Okay, so what's they said if they require any pin code, I should write 51 and then 82. No, come on, sorry, pardon. 5182. So this is the email, right? So and then now they asked me to fill out. Okay, so now I already have my email, as you can see here, and then so now let me continue filling out the information they request. So my name, for example, my name is Ibrahim. For example, my name is Ibrahim Aliyu, and then they ask me to choose password, so I can choose my own password. I can say, for example, dot Ibrahim and then 2019, right? So this is, for example, my password. Okay, so they asked me to write my so your mobile phone number, then just type your mobile phone number, and then your citizenship. I'm not Hungarian, so I have to choose my country. For example, I'm from Nigeria, so my country should be Nigeria. Okay, so you choose Nigeria from here, and then for the reference code, they ask if I have reference code, so I don't have it because like this years we don't need reference code, but they need this they need it for example, in the previous like 4 years maybe, yeah, but now they don't need it, so I can just accept everything here and then continue with my application. So here is the portal. So as you can see, here is my portal, and then here is my inbox. Whenever they send whenever they send a message to me, I will see it here. You see, there is a message that pop up here in my window, but they send a message in my online application as well. So this is how they will be sending you an email from now until you get the scholarship, until you get to Hungary. Don't worry. Okay, so the next thing, we have my application. This is your application. For example, you want to continue your application. So for example, you want to continue your application. There is so it is the academic year. For example, remove this partial exchange, and then for the languages, we need only English language, so we can remove the rest. Okay, and then so we don't need any language because we want to study in English language. So we can just choose here. Okay, and then let's say I want to apply for bachelor's degree, and then yeah, okay, so you see here, so I have to type my course. For example, I want to apply for the computer science engineering. Okay, so this computer science engineering, there are many universities that offer this course. For example, we have John Von Neumann University, and then there is universities from Keshkemen, and then we have University of Miskolc. Also, they have computer science engineering, and then University of Pech. Also, as you can see here, for example, University of Pech or Buda University, and then we have Budapest University of Technology and Economics, University of Dunaújváros, Debrecen, and many more universities, you see. And then here, as you can see, it's BSc. As you can see here, it's BSc Computer Science Engineering, Bachelor, full degree studies. Make sure here is full degree studies, not partial exchange. And then here 7 semesters, and then study language is English. Okay, so just you can apply for any university you like. So for example, let's apply for the first one. For example, we have Janos Pannonian University, we have John Von Neumann. Okay, so you can add one more university if you like, or you can add one more course. For example, let's say I want to apply now for computer science, not computer science engineering. Let's say computer science. Okay, so I want to apply for computer science. For example, let's say Altair or Pech or Debrecen. So let's go for the Pech, University of Pech, for example. And then so you see, these are my priorities, right? These are my two priorities. For example, the first one is my first choice, the second one is my second choice. The evaluation committee or the scholarship committee at the end of the application process, after you finish your exam, your university entrance exam, you pass the nomination stage. For example, the first stage is nomination stage. You pass the nomination stage, you pass the university entrance exam, you got admission, and then at the end, when given the scholarship, there is a 90% chance of you being admitted into your first choice than the second choice. So always try to think more about this thing. So always try to choose the university you like the most should be your first choice, because there is a 90% chance of you being admitted into that university because it is your first choice. Okay, so here, if you want to switch your universities or your priorities, you can just do it like this. For example, for example, John Von Neumann University. I want to switch it, and then I can just do like this. You see, now it is University of Page that is first choice. And then if you want to switch this one also, you can switch. For example, you can, yeah, you can drop it down. Okay, and then the next thing I want you to understand, is that here you can even apply for the same. For example, here you can apply for the University of Page as first choice and the University of Page as second choice. You can apply for the same university, different courses, yeah, or you can apply for different courses, different university. Okay, so and then the next thing is profile. So my profile is so you just fill out all the data here. You write your name and the basics data, and then social security number. You don't have it, you don't need it here. So and then you can just choose your passport or ID card, anyone you have. For example, let's say I don't have passport, so I have my national identification card. For example, these are my national identification card numbers. Okay, so and then they will ask you to write the date you get it. Let's say, so normally in Nigeria we don't have the date, or we don't have any expiry date or issue date of national identification card. So you can just write any date you like as your issue date, but for the expiry date I suggest that you should write, for example, the next 6 years, for example, or the next 7 years. It's okay. Okay, don't worry about this one. And then you choose your gender, your nationality, Nigeria, and then country of residence. You choose Nigeria, and then you write your ID card number, but here since we choose national ID card, so then we don't have to write anything in the passport. We just have to fill out any data that has this red asterisk. So here you fill out data. So for example, we write this is our national identification number, and then here I can say that my national, let's say here is 2023, for example. I got it in 2023, for example, in January, let's say. Okay, and then January, which day, for example, let's say 2nd of January, and then for the expiry date I can write let's say 2030. Okay, I think 2030 would be best. Okay, let's say 2030, for example. Let's say January, and then let's say 3rd of January. Okay, so and then country of issue, just choose Nigeria. Country of issue, you choose Nigeria. Okay, so here you can even search it, you can see. So and then here is your date of birth. I don't know your date of birth, but you just have to choose it by yourself. The countries that you are born, yeah, and then make sure your date of birth is correct. Make sure it tallies with the date of birth in your passport and in your WAEC result. Okay, yo, and then yeah, yo. Okay, so your age shouldn't be less than 18 years of age. So you should be from 18 years, like you should be at least 18 years for you to be eligible to apply for the scholarship. Otherwise, they're gonna send you a rejection email in February if you are less than 18 years. And then your country of birth, you choose the place of birth, for example, Kasina, Abuja, anywhere. Okay, and then here anywhere you see the red asterisk, okay, so you must fill out that data. So that means here, since there is a red asterisk, so that means there is something that you need to put here. So what is it? So this is just a profile photo. Just click on this and it will show you where to upload the photo or any file you want to upload. For example, you have your profile picture, let's say this one. You just click on it and add it here. Okay, so I don't need to add it here, but you just know, I just show you how to do it. But make sure your passport is always correct. It has a good background. Okay, and make sure your passport is recent. And then the next thing to do is save as draft. So you save this one. So any data you fill out here it has been saved. Make sure anytime you make some modifications, make sure you save the data, you save it from here. Okay, and then the next thing to do is just your contact information. Just write your address for the house number. I know not everyone has a house number. Maybe for example your community is too local, you just write any number that you like, and then this city, town, village, just write it. It's common. And then your mobile, don't worry about evening there because they don't have asterisks. And then your Skype, you type your phone number here. Yeah, for example your phone number is, let's say, okay, so you type your phone number. And then for the Skype you can write your name. Just write your name. For example, your name is Ibrahim Aliu. So for example, yeah, your Skype ID you can just write Ibrahim. For example, your name is Ibrahim Aliu. You can write your Ibrahim Aliu, your name as Ibrahim Aliu, like this, because they will search the name on Skype. Even when they are going to invite you for the interview, they will search for it, and then they will send you an email to confirm. So don't worry about this, just write your name. Okay, and then you choose the country. For the postal code, if you don't know your postal code, just check it online. Okay, check it online using Google. Just type the postal code. For example, you are from maybe Kano or from Katsina. Let's say from Katsina, and then you are from, for example, from Katsina, from low cost. Just write postal code low cost Katsina. Whatever they write, whatever you see, just type it there. Okay, and then emergency contact, you can name the contact information of your brother or your sister or your father or your mother. Okay, and then this is in relation to maybe it's your sister, your father, your mother, anyone. Okay, and then save your detail, whatever you write here, just save it. Yeah, make sure you save. Okay, and then there is an education. So this is one of the most important things for you. Or for example, for the education, we choose a secondary education. And then, so this is the name of your school. For example, your school is called Government Science, for example, GSS. Let's say GSS, for example, your GSS. For example, let's say government pilot. For example, we can say for government, and let's say, and then pilot, for example, pilot from 12. For example, this is your school, and then your program name, let's say science. Okay, and then scientific discipline is also science. So okay, so don't worry about these things, they don't have red asterisk. Don't worry about this, just forget about it. Just move here. These are the basics ones they need. Status of your studies, you finish your studies, you already finished. Okay, so start of your studies, for example, let's say you graduate in 2023. Let's say or for example, let's say you graduate in 2020, you start your studies in 2017. Let's say in maybe September 2017, and then your graduation, for example, you finish your studies in 2020, let's say in November. And then yeah, so there's nominal length of studies. So you see here, you can just write it, for example, 3 years, and then for example 3 years, 2 months, because so this is, for example, the time you took while studying. This is the day, this is the date of your commencement of studies, and this is the day of graduation. Okay, so this is a nominal length, the time you took while studying in the high school, that is the senior secondary school. And then the mode of studies is full-time studies. Make sure it is full-time studies. And then the next thing is financing source. It is free education, it is free, state financed, self financed, Erasmus scholarship student financed by Stipendium Hungaricum. So this free education, this is for free. You study for free, but I think now we can just choose, for example, state financed. So we can just choose, for example, let's say state financed. Maybe you are being financed by your state, then this is it. So we choose, and then your country, let's say our country is Nigeria, we choose Nigeria. For example, they said the city, let's say we studied in Funtua city, for example, and then location or the city, we can just say, let's say the city, we can say Katsina, and then study location, we say Funtua. Okay, and then study language, we studied in English, right? Because in Nigeria. So in your CGPA, for this CGPA, just check your transcript. When you check your transcript, you can fill out this data. So let's say I have, for example, I have 4.9, and then out of, let's say, 5 points. So this is my, yeah, this is my GPA, right? Average grade for silver. And then for the Neptune code, I don't have it because this is only for those who are in Hungary. So, and then let's go directly to the one with asterisks. And then they said, have you ever studied in a Hungarian higher education institution? No, I have never studied in a Hungarian higher education institution. This implies that you are in Nigeria, for example, or you are in another country, you are Nigerian, but you never studied in Hungarian, okay, in a Hungarian higher education institution or in Hungarian university. And then there is another one. They say, have you ever been a scholarship holder in Hungary? Then since maybe I know most of the candidates, they were never scholarship holders in Hungary, so just choose no. And then, are you a self-financed student in a Hungarian higher education institution? No. Most of the students I know, yeah, if you are studying on the state if you are studying as a self-financed student in Hungary, then it's okay, you can choose yes. But here you are, for example, you are in Nigeria, you are not studying in Hungary as a self-financed student, or you are not studying in Hungary, just choose no, I'm not a self-financed student in Hungarian education. Okay, so this case, and then we save. So we save this one, for example, and then we move to the language. For the language, just choose your native language here. Since we are in Nigeria, here it shows the major languages in Nigeria. We have English, Nigerian Pidgin, we have Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and many more languages. So we are Hausa. So you are Hausa, for example, you choose Hausa, and then after you choose Hausa, this is the language. Okay, so you can add a new language if you like. And then, would you like to perform your studies in Hungarian at a selected full degree program? No, I wouldn't like to study Hungarian, because if you choose yes, that means you have to submit if you choose yes, that means you have to submit your Hungarian certificate that shows that you can speak Hungarian. But here is no, because you study in English. Okay, so and then the employment as a bachelor, I don't think you need it. And then for the activities, here, if you have any certificate, for example, they don't just need it like for undergraduates, because I think even one certificate is enough for undergraduate, because what matters a lot is passing your university entrance examination and your interview. Okay, but you can add it also. Okay, and then residencies. So here you can type, for example, for the residency, you can type if you live in another country. You can fill out this one. If you live in another country, for example, you are in Nigeria, you live in Niger Republic, or you live in Cameroon for like 2 years, you can write it here. Otherwise, just leave it, delete it. Okay, so and then for the motivation, here you need to write the motivation letter. the motivation letter, but they say please write at least 1500 characters, but not more than 4000 characters. So make sure that here is the space for writing your motivational letter. You don't have to write it here. You don't have to write any motivational letter for here. But the most important thing is that your motivation letter, you can even write it in your, like, as a Word file in your phone or in your computer or anything. You can just write it, and then after you finish everything, you edited your motivation letter, you make sure that all the your grammar is correct, and then your English is good, and then you write something professional, the content, the organization, and everything is good. Then you review it, then you can copy it and paste here. You can copy it and then paste, and then after you can come here for the second choice also. If you apply for the same course, then here for the second choice also, if you apply for the same course, for the second choice you can paste the same motivation letter. But if it is different course, that means you have to write two separate motivation letters if you write different courses. But here maybe you apply for computer. Here since it is two courses, then you have to write two different motivation letters. Okay, but for the motivation letter, more like for the motivation letter, if you want to know more about motivation letter, motivational letter, it's not just a letter to write that you want to study in Hungary because you are, for example, let's say you are, maybe you are poor, you cannot afford to study in Hungary. That will never be the reason to win the scholarship, because their scholarships is a merit-based scholarship, not a scholarship for poor people, because they said a scholarship is by merit, not for the poor people. Okay, so they award the scholarship based on merit. So make sure in your motivation letter everything, even if you want to write to them that you are not poor, you cannot afford your studies, don't write it in a direct way that they will understand it. Okay, don't state it clearly that you are poor, you just need a scholarship for you. No, just show them in your motivation letter. Prove to them that this is the best opportunity that can actualize your dream to study in Europe. Just show them that this is a opportunity that give you a chance to build your community, to build your country. Show them that you were talented before, and you have something you are very good at it. You were talented, and then you can bring many developmental changes once you get the scholarship. So, for the motivation letter, if you want to for writing the motivation letter, make sure you write it why you have chosen to apply for your particular program. Make sure you write something that explains the reason you apply to study in Hungary. Show them you want to study in Hungary. Show them the main reason. Make sure always your reason it has a connection with Hungary and Nigeria. Make sure your reason is always something that will make sense, and then write the reason you like, what you expect to gain from the studies. Write them when you come to write them the reason why you want to study in Hungary, because, for example, show them that you will bring something huge to the table. You will bring something huge after studies to your country. So, and then after you finish that one, so make sure you explain to them your background. Explain it very well to them. Show them that your background is what makes you suitable candidate to apply for this suitable program to apply for this program. Make sure you show them that your background is good, you meet all the eligibility criteria, and your eligibility status is good, and then it's valid, then show them that you deserve to apply for this scholarship. That's why you are applying for it. And then show them your goal, the goals you want to achieve after your graduation, during your studies, and then show them, as I say, you can just show them the developmental changes you want to make in your country after your studies, because this is a developed country, you are living in a developed continent in Europe, so you want to learn many things, technological advancement. Show them the reason, always try to relate it to global, national, and all local levels. Try to relate it with something like that. Okay, and then as I tell you, you just tell them a reason why you want to study. When you come to Nigeria, I tell you, like, you will bring something huge. And then, so also you can tell them the challenges you would expect to encounter while you are studying in a foreign country like Hungary, and show them like you are very prepared for them. Show them you are prepared for their weather, you are prepared for the challenges, maybe the language barrier you would encounter in Hungary. Show them you are prepared for everything. Show them your plan. Always, while writing your motivational letter, always be specific. Don't write something general. Always, all you are, stick to your points. Don't write a mess up, like, don't mess up everything by writing many points. Always try to have a good organizational content. It has a good organization. Because, like, if you write something very specific. Don't be talking about something else and then combining it with another thing, so that's gonna mess all your write up. Okay, always try to be specific, because if you write something general, or you type through ChatGPT, you write through Google, you check something through Google, you see people writing, you see some people's motivational letter, and then you come here, you paste it. That if you do so, many other candidates will still do the same. You have one brain, they have also one brain, so you are going to use the same thing. That means you are general. Whenever someone, or whenever an admission committee check your motivation letter and they found that you did something the same as someone, then they will notice that you found that thing on Google, and then they're gonna reject your application. And that's all, and there's nothing that's gonna happen. Nothing will happen. So always, okay. So I think I explained everything regarding the motivation letter. And then for the documents, here you don't need to upload anything. Okay, here you don't need to upload anything, but where to upload the documents is in the checklist. So for the checklist, we have proof of foreign language proficiency. So here we have proof of foreign language proficiency, which is an English proficiency letter. So this letter, for the English proficiency letter, if your previous studies wasn't in English, and then so they will need you to submit an English proficiency certificate like IELTS or TOEFL, some international English exams for you to prove that you can speak English language. But if your previous studies was in English, or you are from an English speaking country, or English is your second language in your country, like in Nigeria, English is official language of our country, and it serves as the English, it serves as a medium of instruction in our primary, post-primary, and tertiary institutions. So always try to just go to the previous school you attended, ask or request for the English proficiency certificate. They will just write a letter. They will give you a letterhead paper, write something, or an attestation letter stating that your previous studies, this is so named person who attended this school, and he studied in English, he studied and he was assessed in English language, and then he can write, read, and then speak English effectively, you are proficient in English, that's all. And then after, then you have to choose I have uploaded the original, and I have uploaded the original and declaration and translation. So this is because just like this one, this is a choice you should choose. A reason why this one didn't show me, a reason why it's showing me an error is because I didn't upload anything. But as you can see here, it shows you something. So this is the option you should choose, right? This is the option you should choose. So let me mark it here. As you can see, yeah, here, this is the one you should choose, this one that I mark my arrow. So choose I have uploaded the original and translation, and then that's all for this. And then for the high school certificate is your WAEC result. It's your WAEC result is your high school certificate. And for your master's degree, for the master's degree is your result, not your transcript. Okay, and then you choose I have uploaded the original and the translation, just like the previous one. Okay, and then the next one is your passport. You have passport or you have national ID card. The option you have to choose is I have uploaded my passport, regardless of what you uploaded. Even if you upload the national ID card, you should choose I have uploaded the passport, right? Okay, so just choose this one. I have uploaded the passport. Whether you uploaded your passport or you uploaded your national identification card. Okay, and then the next thing is transcript of record. So this is a transcript or records. If you're applying for masters, your bachelor's degree transcript, you should request it from your institution, your tertiary institution, to send it to you, and then you apply with it. For PhD, request for it from your previous school. Okay, and then for the masters, for the BSc candidates, for the BSc applicants, bachelor applicants. So for the transcript also, you just go to your school. I know some students they are facing problems. Their schools were telling them that they don't offer transcript. No, that's not true. Just if you don't know how to do it, because normally in Nigeria they don't give students transcript, they only offer them WAEC. You can request for them to give you the record of the marks you have got while you were studying in their school, like in English in the first year of senior secondary school, the total marks you got in maths, physics, chemistry, biology, and other courses, just for the first year, second year, third year, and then they calculate the average and then find your GPA, CGPA in it. Okay, that's how they should do it for you. And then you also have to click on I have uploaded the original and translation. Okay, and then the next thing is medical certificate. So for the medical certificate, they said that you can upload this one until 15th of April 2024. Okay, so this one you can upload it now or you can upload it later. Okay, so you can upload this one after you can upload this one after nomination. So this is like you can choose the best option that is best for you here. So, and then the next thing is and then for the others we have so here, as you can see, we have medical info, and then we have medical info, we have information source, so please let us know how you found the information that led you to apply, where you go. Like, so here, in case you have any problem in medical, maybe you have eyesight defect, for example, you cannot see clearly, or you cannot like talk clearly, you have some problems, you are stammering while talking, so, or something like that, or you have some serious medical condition, then you can tell them, you can inform them about it. Okay, and then so I think we have finished and then the next thing is so here we can choose that where you know about it. So I think you can tell them internet search. It makes more sense. You say that you search through internet, you find the scholarship. And then the next thing is, if you are not nominated in the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship program, are you interested in applying to study in Hungary as a PFN applicant? Or as a PFN student, sorry, pardon. Okay, so here they mean if you are rejected for this, if you are rejected, or for example, in case you get rejected after the final scholarship decision, would you like to continue? Would you like to study in Hungary as a FIFEN student? For example, to continue as a self-financed student. So if you have the money, for example, you get rejected at the end. If you have the money to afford, if you can afford your studies, then it's okay. You can choose yes. Otherwise, just choose no. But this won't affect your application in any way. Okay, so then you click save as a draft. For this also, I forgot to tell you, you should click save. And then for this everything you need to click save after uploading or after modifying the information. And then the next thing I want to tell you is regarding the PhD applicants. For the PhD applicants, even if you get nominated, you cannot get the scholarship without a supervisor. You must find a supervisor for you to get the scholarship. So let's say you get nominated, for example, like you get nominated, you continue your application process. If you didn't submit the supervisors, they will reject your application. So make sure you contact the university you want to apply for. You contact the university, you ask them about the professors, you ask them about the supervisors in the university. You get a supervisor, you get a good recommendation from him, and then maybe he likes to, maybe if you get the supervisor, then it's okay, you can submit the supervisor. So for the supervisor, submitting the supervisor information is also has a deadline, but I think you can even submit it after nomination. So don't worry about this, but you have to worry about it as well, because you have to be looking at it from now until nomination, because when you get nominated, so that would be a problem, okay, if you didn't have a supervisor. But don't worry, even after nomination you can submit it, but it has a deadline. You should check it, okay? Then after everything, then click on submit. So here there are so many information that we didn't upload some documents. For example, we didn't upload some documents, so we cannot submit without them. There are so many things that we need to upload. For here they say it should be at least 1500 characters, so we should write it here. And then after you submit your application, and then here for the tags, you can see any document that you didn't upload. If you upload it, you will see here. But make sure, even after submitting your application, you can always reopen your application. You can reopen it, but after you can reopen your application here. After submitting your application, you can reopen it here by clicking edit. But once you edit your application, make sure after editing your application, make sure you submit again, because if you forget, you edit your application, you modify it, and then after the deadline they found that you didn't submit your applications, they will not consider it, okay? There is no way they will consider it. And then the next thing is that if they have any information or they need anything from you, they will send an email to you, or they will send an information. You send the message here in your inbox, okay? So I wish you good luck in your application. So the only thing I can say to you is see you soon in Hungary. Good luck, guys.